If you're watching this video, you're more than likely sat there frustrated and fed up with how you look and how you feel. And I get it. I hear it all the while. Guys that get to a certain point and you've kind of had to prioritize everything else and you've put yourself on the back burner. You've been trying to build a career to make sure you've got some stability, not just for you, but for your family. You've been trying to make sure that you've got the right circumstances to take care of not just you, but your partner and your kids. And that's great. That's what we do as men. But again, you've put yourself on the back burner and you're now sitting there and you're looking down and you're like, gain body fat. Keeping up with the kids is becoming a struggle. Trying to carry the little ones up to bed is becoming an effort. I don't have any energy anymore, trying to get out of bed in the mornings. And you're just starting to lose that zest for life, so to speak, and you don't feel like yourself. And you've probably tried before to change it and you've sort of ended up in this cycle of a few weeks of working hard and then things happen and you slip back and you end up back where you started, or worse, you end up worse off than when you started. Or maybe now is the first time you're going, right, enough's enough, I'm going to do something about it. And you've tried going it on your own and you've gone to Google and gone, right, what is the best training plan for me to lose weight? What is the best diet for me to ditch this dad bod? And you've then come across 10 different things going, this is the best, no, this is the best, and you should do this, but you shouldn't do that. And you're just sat there confused and not sure what is the best way to move forward. Well, if you can just give me a few minutes, I'll explain what I can do to cut through the confusion and, more importantly, guarantee that you start making results today without taking over your life. Now, I've worked with hundreds of clients. I've been in the fitness industry for over 20 years, and I've seen all types of walks of life, all needs, all sorts of circumstances, and managed to get people progress moving forwards. Now, how I do it is by integrating what you need into your current lifestyle. There are some clients that will put you on these 12-week transformation plans where you basically have to put your life on pause for those 12 weeks, and you're now going to be going to the gym twice a day, doing your cardio in your morning, weights in the afternoon, and you're now going to be eating 5 times a day, and it's primarily plain chicken with rice and broccoli and porridge for breakfast. And those plans work. That's not to say they don't. They will get you amazing results. But the common issue with those plans is there's no education along the way. There's no correcting habits and lifestyles. And what happens is you work hard for those 12 weeks, you get the results, you get your certificate, you get a pat on the back, and then away you go back into your normal life. And I see it too many times. People make amazing transformations and they lose it because there's no accountability or support for after those 12 weeks. What I do is educate you along the way. I sort of put stuff in your plan where it's like, okay, I just want you to go to the gym. I just want you to work out 3 to 4 times a week, and just 45 minutes is all you need. Everybody can do that. I'm not asking you to eat out of Tupperware and eat plain food. I'm asking you to eat real food, which being conscious of the decisions that you make and making sure that we do still have the treat foods in there, but there's an accountability element to it. It's about fitting into your lifestyle, and that's how I get results. It's something that is integrated and manageable and sustainable. That's the most important thing. So what does that look like? So I'm just going to move across, and on here I'll put on a screen record of my coaching app that you'll get. And in that you'll have your own hub where you can link this to things like if you have a Fitbit or a Garmin watch or Apple Health. So in this hub, we can record your daily steps, your sleep quality, your calorie burn. We can track all those different metrics that enable us to sort of pinpoint down the things we need to work on. You can also put in your progress photos, which for me is a massive thing. Being able to look back at where you were several weeks ago to where you are now and physically see those changes side by side is really important. You'll be able to see your workouts in there. And you don't have to be a member of a gym to work with me. If you go, look, Hayden, all I can do is home workouts. I've got a set of resistance bands. I've got a light pair of dumbbells. I'll create you a workout for it. Even if you're a member of a gym, I've had clients have gone, right, I'm on holiday for the next 10 days. Here's pictures of my hotel gym. Can you create me a workout specific for the equipment I've got? And I can do it on the spot. It's not a problem. And every workout has videos in there for every movement. So you're never going to get lost because you're always going to be able to see what you need to do. And it records what you do so that the next time it will tell you, okay, well, this is what you did last time. So it gives you prompts on where to move forward. And then we've got the diet. The diet in the app will show you how many calories a day you should be eating, your macro splits, your proteins, fats, and carbs. But as you can see, it's not just the same meals every day. You get a whole week's worth of varying meals based on things you tell me you eat or that you don't eat. And if you don't like what's in there, you've got the ability to change it. There are hundreds of menus in this app that you can flip between to completely customize it to what you like. And better yet, once you're happy with your weekly food plan, you click on the little shopping basket icon at the top and it will give you a shopping list to give you everything you need to go to buy to make sure there's no food wastage and you're not sitting there going, oh, I've got to make this meal, but I don't have that. It literally is a foolproof way of getting you results as long as you're going to the gym and actually following what it says. And obviously, you've got the ability to message me through the app, but most of my clients, if I'm honest, talk to me through WhatsApp and message me as and when they need. So this is how I guarantee people the results. We work together, and the two key things really for me is accountability and support. We all know roughly what we should be eating and we should be going to the gym. Although we don't quite know exactly how, especially when it comes to your diet, we all know the things that we should and shouldn't be doing, but there isn't the accountability and the support there. And sure, you could go on Google and go, right, I want to search for 12-week training program. And you'll probably find loads of people selling programs for 20, 30 quid that you could follow, but they're what we call cookie cutter programs. They're not designed specifically for you. They're just general ones that they just pump out. They're not making it custom to you. It's just a plan for you to follow. But that then doesn't take into account your needs and your lifestyle. These days, there's AI. We've all got ChatGTP on our phones, or depending on whether you're an Android or an iPhone, you've got Siri or you've got Gemini, and you can ask it, right, I currently weigh this much. I want to weigh this much. I can go to the gym this many times a week. Can you create me a training and a diet plan to help me lose weight? And it will generate it for you. And it will probably prompt you and ask you for a load more information. So you'll probably have to do like a consultation like you would with myself anyway, through text. And then it will just generate this plan. But again, that plan doesn't come with the support and accountability. And that's what really makes the difference. Again, I've worked with hundreds of clients in the 20 years I've been in the fitness industry. I've seen and dealt with most experiences that you could think of. So I have that experience of going, okay, well, if we've hit that roadblock, this is what we're going to do to get past it. There's loads of my client testimonies and transformations on here. So by all means, scroll down, have a look at what I'm able to achieve with people. And if you have any questions, fill out my contact me form. There's no commitment, there's no cost. We can just sit and have a chat and you can tell me where you're at and I can tell you what I can do to change it. Everybody that I work with gets a money back guarantee. So for the first 3 months, if you don't get the results, but we can see through the tracking on the app that you've done everything that I've said, no harm feelings, I'll give you your money back. Providing that you have actually put in the work and you've tried and we just haven't got there. That is something that I offer because I genuinely believe I get results. I've as yet, touch wood, had to give anybody a refund because I make sure that we remove those roadblocks. So if you like what you've heard, if you are now sat there fed up and frustrated and you go, enough is enough, just fill out the inquiry form. It doesn't take anything, it doesn't cost anything other than probably half an hour to an hour of your time while we have a chat. And hopefully we can work together to turn your life.